My name is Dale Roossien. I am a filmmaker and director of the documentary Crown Vic, America's Most Iconic Car. I have an 18-year-old son, and he's been pushing me to get a Panther since he could speak. He loved police cars and Crown Vics. So I guess it was about, maybe 2 years ago when I decided to pursue the idea of making a documentary about these vehicles. My son had said to me, you know, they're in all the movies, they're on TV, they're taxi cabs, they're police cars, they're fleet vehicles. And he said to me one day, look at that guy who was driving this old white beat to shit P71 that was propane powered. He had a cigarette, he had a skull and crossbones sticker, and he said, you know, the people who drive those cars are really interesting. And I thought, wow, yeah. I was more interested in the people and the personalities that are attracted to these vehicles in the first place. And let me tell you, there's a whole subculture of people who are into Panther platform cars, Crown Vics, Grand Marquis, whatnot. There's not one type of person. There's rednecks, there's business people, there's white, black, Hispanic, Arabic people, like the whole gamut of culture and personality. You would be able to find a subset of people who are Crown Vic people or Panther people, as we like to call them. And it's a really tight-knit community, and I've met some really awesome people and some really strange, unusual, eccentric people as well. I guess what we wanted to focus on in the film was have the vehicle not be the vehicle for driving the film forward, but the personalities and the strange people that love these cars, myself included, be the driving force behind this documentary. And I'm really proud of what we've done with it so far. I'm excited to release it and get some distribution and get it out there and have everybody watch Crown Vic, America's Most Iconic Car. I called it America's Most Iconic Car because it's hard to argue that it's not America's most iconic car. I mean, one could say a Mustang is the most iconic car, but if you look at the definition of iconic, it's something that is pervasive throughout society or a culture. And Crown Vics, even if they're not sexy, they're not fast, they're definitely not eye-catching unless you're like really into these cars. It is iconic. It's everywhere. It's in movies, it's on your television screens, it's in the fabric of our society, it's embedded subconsciously. Well, I have this is an 04 Grand Marquis Ultimate Edition. After we had started filming the first 6 months or so, I said, I've got to get one of these cars. I'm hooked now. Like, I have to embed myself and be a Panther owner and see what it's like. And I've got to say, it is a beautiful riding land yacht of a vehicle that is plush, and I just love that rear-wheel drive V8. And I think that a lot of people get so used to vehicles in our lives that everybody's got a silver front-wheel drive Asian or Japanese or German vehicle, and they're all sort of homogenous, whereas this car is really like one of the last vehicles to have some big old-fashioned body styling. And I think it's akin to a time past, I guess, you know, I sort of trying to tie in the American dream and unions and the loss of innocence after manufacturing and globalization. This was really the last vehicle, the last of the big rear-wheel drive V8 American cars, you know? You gotta love it, man. You can keep going and going and going with documentaries, but I feel like we have a cohesive story right now, and it's just the finishing touches. Power to the Panther. Crown Vic, America's most iconic car. You can check it out at crownvicdoc.com.